The Nintendo Switch 2 mouse controls have been underutilized by its launch lineup. There are few games that support the functionality at the time of writing. While nobody in their right mind is going to casually scroll the user interface in this way, when using traditional methods is much easier. Welcome Tour, Civilization 7, and Bravely Default Flying Fairy helped take a couple of fascinating steps forward, but we're still waiting for one game to change everything. Drag-Drive, despite its lackluster content offerings and surprisingly muted aesthetic, could do just that. It can take a while to grow accustomed to balancing two Joy-Con on your lap as you slip and slide about the place in an ultra-stylish wheelchair, but once you have, there's an incredibly satisfying sports game waiting for you. The sharp and responsive controls work in tandem with fast and simple matches that come alive online. I just wish there was more to it for sports novices like myself, who might walk away after just a few rounds.
Drag-Drive can only be played with Nintendo Switch 2 mouse controls.
Before you can jump into anything else that Drag-Drive has to offer, you need to complete a series of tutorials breaking down the basic controls. At first, these can feel pretty daunting, but much like riding a bike or making your favorite iced coffee, there is a method that you'll soon commit to memory. After placing your Joy-Con on a flat surface, whether this be your desk or directly onto your lap, you can move forward by moving the Joy-Con away from you without removing it from the surface. Reversing is achieved by doing the opposite, while you turn by holding one of the shoulder buttons until you face a desired direction. Lights on the back of your wheelchair indicate when you are moving at top speed, meaning it is safe to begin pulling off tricks or combining basic movement with turns in order to move far more gracefully across the court. I'll admit that at first I was an awkward mess, having to cease movement for a second to orient myself in the right position before taking a shot. After a few hours though, the controls became second nature, and I managed to weave together difficult maneuvers like they were nothing. It felt like Rocket League, where initially it feels like you'll never be able to score a goal or drive with any more grace than a befuddled Skelectric, but it only takes a little practice to begin feeling right at home. As for shooting baskets, this is executed with a delicate flick of the wrist, although Drag-Drive is very specific about both the strength and angle at which these are taken. Trying to sink a basket without considering where exactly you want it to go, chances are it won't go anywhere near, and the enemy team will scoop up the ball and rush down the court. Just like in real basketball, there is also a three-point line that rewards you with riskier and more powerful shots alongside driving up the ramps on either side of the basket to pull off sick dunks. When it comes to positions on the court, there are three to choose from: guard, forward, and center, although all three of them are pretty well-rounded. Forward is all about getting the ball and scoring, while center is designed to stop opposing players from reaching the basket with harsh knocks that rip the ball from their grasp. Guards are skinny fellows who are ideal for moving quickly across the court and ascending up walls to stop incoming shots. Trick shots are ludicrously hard to pull off in the heat of a game, however, so I'd recommend getting some practice in while loitering in the lobby so you don't screw up. Speaking of, lots of time will be spent in either the online or bot lobbies between matches, which is essentially a hub area and the only playable space in Drag-Drive outside the court. It's where you'll be able to meet up with friends and practice together before jumping into a game, or take on several challenges that can reward you with new cosmetics and similar rewards. However, these challenges are merely advanced tutorials that teach you how to do bunny hops, ride the half-pipe, or move around obstacles with greater tactility. It'll take most players a couple of hours at most to finish these up and chase the high scores.
If you aren't playing online, Drag-Drive won't be worth your time.
During the review period, finding other players online that weren't bots was a tall order, so I embraced every single encounter I could. One even saw a brief yet beautiful friendship rise to the surface as a stranger and I spent 30 full minutes practicing shots on the court and cheering each other on. I'd take a shot, celebrate a sick dunk, or mourn my terrible skills, only to pass the ball directly to my mysterious friend. We did this again and again, learning new things as we went. Not a word was said, since we could only communicate by pressing 3 of the directional buttons to say things like cool and no prob to each other. It was a silent bond that made me confident that others would meet new people in Drag-Drive just like I did, and hopefully learn the ropes in a way that is pleasant, rewarding, and oh so adorable. Nothing beats finding yourself in the heat of a tense game as you strive desperately to stay ahead of the enemy, where even a single successful basket could change everything.
Drag X Drive adopting such an unorthodox control method, but still managing to instill these thrills effortlessly, is a testament to how effortlessly it works in the moment. There were countless moments where I would dunk a nail-biting basket, only to find myself rushing down the other end of the court ready for a counterattack. Short match times, a small court, and precise team composition make every single round a nail-biter. And that's mostly when playing with bots during the review period. I cannot wait to see what sort of casual and competitive communities form around this game and what tricks they're able to pull with its mechanics that someone like me could only dream of. However, I also want to see what Nintendo has up its sleeve in terms of updates and refinements. If it's serious about Drag X Drive becoming a marquee multiplayer experience, could we witness a seasonal model complete with new modes and cosmetics, allowing for compelling innovation like Rocket League has delivered for over a decade now? I sure hope so, because otherwise Drag X Drive feels a little light on replayability. Drag X Drive isn't destined to be the next big Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive, but it remains one hell of a compelling case for its underused mouse controls and is a truly original sports title. It'll take some time to get used to its oddball pacing and unorthodox mechanics, but once you've found your wheels on the court, it's hard to pull yourself away.